In my mind, I wanted to believe that he was not a threat, but what he presented to me was somebody who was very strong, because he said he'd done it before, who was obsessive. These weren't a couple of cards that came out of the blue. There were 4 years of cards before that were just filthy, and then suddenly there were these 2 years of the threats that just got progressively worse. And so he would talk about how he was going to do it, and it was very physical. And so in my mind, he was sexually aggressive, misogynistic, and strong and frightening, obviously.
When the police put out this appeal, did you ever think they'd find him?
We all knew it was a real long shot. And also it was kind of frightening as well, because I've got this image of a big bloke who could see this when it's been shared, and he couldn't suddenly act out on all these threats, all these things he was going to do, and that he'd been close, he knew where I was. And so there was a real threat for me. I'm thinking, what's going to be his reaction? But it was a long shot, but it was shared so much on social media. And actually, I've got to thank everybody who shared it, because that's how it came about, that he ended up being arrested. And it was just amazing that it came to that finally, you know, to that conclusion.
What would you say to those 1 in 6 other women out there who have faced something similar to this, who have been stalked? What would you say to them?
I would say a couple of things. Please, 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 please talk to somebody. I was lucky, I had work that I could talk to, and of course all my nearest and dearest. I know sometimes it can be difficult, especially if you know the person who is hurting you or frightening you, but you please talk to somebody. And if you can, talk to the police, because they do understand stalking. They're all over it nowadays. But also, and this is really important, make a note of everything. Write it down. If you can't keep it at home or anywhere else, put it somewhere safe or with somebody you trust. But write down everything, not just the facts, the dates, the times. Write down how you felt, because you'll forget. And when you come to put all this together, you'll remember how you felt, but you probably won't remember the details. So just tell people and write it down. It's really important.